Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Coach Andres with coachingwithandres.com. And ladies, today we're going to talk about a very informative, very educational, very important topic because it's been very commonly known and heard and coached and seen and been told from a lot of my clients in this situation. It's very, very more and more common these days. Anxiousness, anxiety, anxious attachment. I keep on hearing anxious attachments. Like I said in my other videos, we all have some form of attachment style. Some are in avoidance, some are anxious, some are more extreme than others. We all got something. Now, there's nothing wrong with you if you have it, but there is something unhealthy if you still live off it, holding yourself back, still live in fear, doubt, uncertainty, this cloud, this weight of anxiousness or avoidedness, controlling who you are, identifying who you are. That's not something you want to do. That's not something how you want to live. That's not how you want to date. So today we're going to talk about how to overcome anxious attachment. And like I said in my other videos, I'll say again, the main things about anxious or avoidant attachment all starts with low self-esteem, insecurities, which we all have. We all have. But aren't you tired of dating from that? Aren't you tired of attracting that? Aren't you tired of projecting or magnifying those weaknesses that we all have into making us who we are, when really it's not. It's not. It's that little weak voice that somehow gets louder and more empowering to who we are, and we live and listen to that voice when we need to strengthen the other voice of, yes, I can. Yes, I do believe. Yes, I am good enough. Yes, I do love myself. Yes, I do want what I want. I believe in myself. That's the voice I try to help you find. That's the voice I try to remind you that you have. So when you talk about how to overcome anxious attachment, here's a couple of examples I've heard from my clients, scenarios where they had to come to the realization they weren't anxious about this. They have anxious attachment, which is okay. And find that out now. Don't worry about, well, what's wrong with me then? No, nothing's wrong with you. Everyone's got something. How do I get better though? How do I own it? How do I grow from it? And so many scenarios where I've heard about anxious attachment from the clients where they're like, boyfriend says, I need some time alone. I need to really focus on this work week. I got this budget or I got this deadline and I really need to, get to work. Or I need to change this weekend's plans because I have to, some other respectful priority. That's the message that they tell me and what he says. And her response to me, and sometimes, unfortunately, her response to him, anxious attachment, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? How do I fix it? Hold on. Well, what do you mean we can't see each other this weekend? What do you mean you have a busy week? Well, hold on. What do you mean you got time with the family? What do you mean you got to cancel plans? You got to reschedule? What did I do wrong? Am I not pretty enough? Was sex not good enough? Something wrong with me? How do I fix it? How do I fix it? How do I fix it? And this anxiousness just keeps on growing. And they take everything personal, everything about themselves. It's so unhealthy. I've heard it so many times from my clients, and I'm like, excuse me, do you know what you're saying right now? You said only great things about him. You guys took your time getting to know each other. You guys were both in a good place to get to know each other. And now when there's some level of change in the relationship, you think you did something wrong? You feel like you need to fix it? What do you feel that is? I ask. And she goes, I don't know. Maybe I'm not good enough. And I was like, really? Low self-esteem? A little insecure? Yeah. And you want to do something about it? You want to fix it constantly? You want to keep on forcing something? Maybe a little anxious-wise? A little anxiety kicking in? And she was like, you're right. Why am I like that? Anxious attachment. Another example would be boyfriend says, I didn't get to text you back sooner. I'm sorry. Bad service. Didn't have my phone on me. I was in a meeting. Phone died. Understandable things towards men who are good quality, respectful, credible men, not just some shady schmuck on the dating app. You know what the girlfriend says? You know what my client says? All the time. I've heard it. She's got an engagement ring in her finger, literally. Another one. She's pregnant with his child. And you know what she says to me? Who's he talking to? Who's he texting? Who's he DMing? And I was like, my goodness gracious, I'll call you Betsy. Betsy, you jump to the worst case scenario of who is he talking to? Who is he DMing? Things that you know that are actually real, actual facts. And you took everything. Who's he talking to? Who's he DMing? You're pregnant with this kid. You have a ring on your finger. You guys have been boyfriend and girlfriend for 4 years. all truthful scenarios in my clients. And they just jump to the worst case scenario. Anxious attachment. Anxious attachment. They need to attach to something of their anxiety. And anxious attachment means they need to somehow find a weird way. Somehow it's just, I get it, but it's so weird that they find security within their insecurity. Oh, I'm going to find something. I can't just believe them. I can't just take his word for the truth. No, there's something going on. What can I do? And I said, wow, we really need to pay attention to you. We really need to focus on where your thoughts are. Your fears have overcome your identity. So I say this is the first step on how to overcome anxious attachment. The first step, awareness, self-awareness. It's everything. Be honest with yourself. Be clear with yourself. Look at the facts. Feelings can play with you. Look at the facts. If this is a good man you've taken the time to know and dated, don't jump to anxious attachment. Look at the facts. That's what I do as a coach. I help you isolate your emotions to the facts. I isolate your anxiety to logic. And if he's not the right guy, if he's a questionable guy, if there's questionable behavior, trust me, I will tell you. First, I will tell you immediately. But if I'm telling you what you've told me about great this, good that, solid here, I'm going to remind you your anxiety is taking over your facts, giving you delusional fears. It happens more than you think. The other step to how to overcome anxious attachment, ask yourself questions. Why am I here? Why do I feel like this? Why did I get here like this? Why am I always ended up in the same negative, anxious thought? It's about me every time there's something changed or different with us. I always assume negative. I have one client, one specific one, and she says, I'm not a negative person. I'm not a distrusting person, but I'm a great friend. I'm a great mother. I'm a great worker. I'm very trusting. I'm very positive. I'm very ambitious. I'm very enthusiastic. I'm the life of the party, baby. But when it comes to him, anxious, negative, not trustworthy. And she knows firsthand, and I know this respectfully, it's not him. It's what she went through in her last relationship with the guy who did cheat on her. Unfortunately, anxiety, attachment, or avoidant attachment either stems from either past relationship or childhood. Everyone's got something to cause these attachments, but they don't have yourself the reason or the excuse to live all these attachments without paying attention to it. Asking yourself why. Why? Understanding it. Stop running away from it. Run towards it. And that's what I do as a coach. I'm a relationship coach, but I'm also a life coach. And I help you find awareness in this. I hold you accountable towards what you can control. And if you're the right man, they're not only going to be receptive on that, they're going to be so attracted, desired, proud to be with someone like you. If it's the wrong guy, you'll know. Wasting your time, slowing you down, holding you back. See ya. You'll know. And that's what I do as a coach. Help you find awareness inside yourself. Believing in yourself. Regardless if it's anxious, avoidant, or anything else. That's how it starts. Developing that self-love for you. Thank you for watching. My name is Coach Andres with coachingwithandres.com. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. If you are interested in any coaching sessions, I'm here to help. Go to coachingwithandres.com and we'll talk as soon as possible. Thank you for the support. I'll see you soon.